Hello, mate.
How you doing, mate?
Yeah, not too bad. Just got in, so having a bit of a chill out.
As always.
Yeah.
So, mate, filming tomorrow.
Yes, I was then going to call. Yeah, I was going to call you to see what you fancied.
Right, mate. I've been thinking again,
Right.
and if you want to accept, I've got another challenge for you.
Yeah, I'm up for that. Hopefully a little bit harder than the last one, definitely though.
I am pretty sure that this is going to be, yeah.
Right, go on then.
So, tomorrow,
Yep.
you have to catch a fish from
Yep.
a lake,
Yep.
a river, and then the sea.
Right.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's fine.
But the hard bits, the rules, if you
Oh,
like.
there's always some.
So, it has to be a waterway within an hour from home,
Right.
and you have between the hours of, say, 7 o'clock in the morning and 10 o'clock at night. So, 16 hours?
16 hours, free venue. Right, okay. Alright, yeah.
And you have to catch each of the fish you catch from the different places. So, starting with a lake, it's got to be a fish of over £5.
Right, that's fine.
From the river, fish over £3.
Right.
And then from the sea, a fish of over £1.
We just made it a lot harder there. Alright, no, that's fair enough. That's probably the end of my chill out evening then. I better get some gear ready.
You better get your thinking cap on and yeah, see what you can do.
Definitely. Alright, I'll get some bits ready and I'll see you bright and early in the morning.
Bright and early, mate.
Alright, mate.
As always, be lucky.
Yeah, I might need it this time.
See you
you,
tomorrow, mate.
Bye.
Bye.
Hello and welcome to another episode from the Water's Edge, and you catch up with us now at Reef and Fisheries, which is our first venue of the day. So as you've just heard, we've got to catch a £5 fish from a lake, a £3 fish from a river, and then a £1 fish from the sea. So we've got until, with the hours we've said, it's just before 7 now, so Chris is going to let me fish from 7 till 10 at night. It's all got to be done within a day. And we've got to do it from an hour's travel from my home address. So I can't go too far. And it's quite important that. It's a good little addition to the rules, because that might sound easy for other parts of the country. But trust me, from here in Norfolk, no, don't get me wrong, the lake's going to be easy. That's why I've come down here to reef them. This one's going to be no problem. All it's doing is, I think, is quite a good idea. It's wasting time me getting here, catching, setting up and going home. So, but it's the rivers and the sea that's going to be hard. The rivers around our part here have been absolutely decimated by predation for a while. The otters have been a real problem, but I'm not here to get in a political debate about that. We're here to show you a few fish on camera, so we'll leave it there on that one, and hopefully we're going to have a good day's fishing. So the plan of attack is, like I said, we've got down here nice and early. We want to beat the day tickets, and hopefully we can get in £5 fish, perhaps down the edge or some other sort of style of fish in. We'll see when we get there, and then we'll get this done and get on to the harder ones, because I think the river, I think it's doable. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I'm in two minds, but that's doable. And then the sea is absolutely anyone's guess. I spent a lot of time with Chris on the beach catching not a lot. So, yeah, that one could be interesting. But it's time now for me to get out of the car, get my gear set up and get this first one ticked off nice and early. So, here we are, in our first location, ready to strike one off early. And this isn't going to take very long. This is why I came here. This is an absolute banker peg. We've done loads of video in here and you catch every single time. So I think the clever thing from Chris is making me catch a £5 fish from a lake. He knows I'm going to do it, but he's wasting time. That's what I think his game plan is there. So what I've done, as soon as I got here, the sun's coming up, it's nice and early. I'm trying to be a little bit quiet, because just down the edge here, as soon as I got here, I've put a couple of handfuls of pellet and there's already fish there. This is what I mean about getting you excited and feeling that you're a kid again. You can see fish there. I just want to cast in. I just want to get in there and catch one, but hopefully one of those is a £5. But it certainly will be if we catch a couple anyway. So rig wise, I've gone seriously simple, literally like I would when I was first started fishing. I've nipped a shot or two shot either side of a float, literally just to make sure there's enough weight to cock that. I'm lowering it off the end of a rod tip. And now the only one thing I'm doing different is I've used a real large shot, literally like 2 inches away from the hook, purely because there's going to be a lot of fish there, a lot of competition, the bait's going to be wafting up, and I don't want to foul hook one. If I foul hook one, I'm wasting time, losing fish, and basically they're just so much harder to get in. So that's the plan. I want to get this in, get this £5 done, and I don't think it's going to take very long. Let's see what happens, and we need to be getting on the road really. Well, that took, I don't know, 30, not even 30 seconds. I knew it wouldn't. I absolutely love it. I could do this all day. I know this isn't everyone's cup of tea, but no. Right, I need to get another one on because there's more down there. I don't know if he was £5 anyway. I see him as I hooked him as he came out. He was going to be very close, but he's come off. Never mind. We'll get back out there and see if we can have another one. Just pellets is all we've gone for. It's all pellet. Let's get another bait on. We'll swing a pellet out there, and I'm sure this time, well, we should be trying to get him in, shouldn't we? Let's get that happen now. And literally fishing just off the rod tip. Well, there we are. I think that one was even quicker. So I haven't seen this one. I have no clue what size this is. Now, don't get me wrong with this. We are fishing like it's just got light. There's no one here yet. I think there's one other angler here yet. But this certainly is. This time in the morning or early evening, if you're coming out and you want to catch fish, this is the time to do it. So please, this one don't come off. We'll get this one coming towards the net and we will see if he's £5. I'm not convinced he is, but we will see. Well, he's very welcome in the morning, but he's not quite £5. About 4.5. I didn't think he'd make it, but you know, we've got to be official. I can't be having Chris get away with it. So it was just under £5. We need to get back out there and catch another one, but it's a start. It's a fish landed, and like I said, it is just about coming out and catching fish sometimes, isn't it? So let's get him back. We need this £5 to be in my net quickly, so let's get on with that now. Well, there we go. There's another one. Hopefully this time he's going to be the £5 we're after. This I don't know what today's going to bring, because the sun sort of broke through them trees, and then within sort of 10 or 15 minutes it's just clouded up a bit. So I'm hoping it's not gonna. He's come off again. No, this is disastrous. Something doesn't want me to pass this today, does it? Right, let's concentrate. Here we go again. I would say third time lucky, but I think it's fourth time lucky. Please don't come off now. This is I just want this one done. I want it out of the way. I want to try and get on the river, because the next two are 100% going to be the harder ones for me. So I've enjoyed it, but it's really been frustrating. It really has. It's just like lost fish and me don't sit very well. I really don't like losing them, and especially when I feel that I should have been done here a little while ago. Well, there we go. A little bit of frustration, but that is now definitely going to be over £5. So that's going to be mission done. He's given us a great account for himself. There's a little bit of a battle hardened one, but he's got plenty of life in. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to get him on the scales, make it official. I don't even think he's going to let me hold him up, but we'll get him on the scales. There's a match now coming down here, so we've got to get off really quickly. That is done, and let's get on the river. So, we're on our way to our second venue. I'm pretty happy with how it went. I think that the disaster of losing a couple of those fish are out of the way. And it didn't take that long, so it's just before 10 o'clock now. I've been driving a while, stopped to get some petrol, and we're heading to our second venue. So, it's a little bit of river that we've fished before. I racked my brain long and hard about what I was going to do on the river, because, as I explained, the river's here for a £3 fish to sort of catch them in, I don't know, a few hours potentially is what we want, is quite hard. So the two options I came up with was I could have gone to the River Yare, which I believe is probably one of the best river systems in the country, but to catch a £3 bream feeder fishing, I probably would have to go through 30, 40, 50 fish of like skimmers, roach and other things to get one of that size potentially. I mean, I might have got lucky and dropped on one. So I've decided to not do that, and I've gone to see if we can catch a chub. So that's exactly what I'm doing now. So a little bit of a gamble, but we have fished here before. We've done a feature on this. We caught a few. It took us a while to work it out, but there was one particular spot that I thought we could go to, drop on, it would do a bite. So fingers crossed, that's my banker spot. Anyway, if that goes wrong, we might have to go to plan B and C, but that's the plan for so far. I got a bit beaten up from that carp, and like I said, it's all had a few laughs, it's been good, but it's now time to sort of get on to the real serious and the harder stuff. So a little bit further driving, hopefully we won't be there in too much time, and we'll get back on the riverbanks this time, and hopefully a chub is on the cards. So here we are, venue number 2. Hopefully that the decision's going to be a correct one. I still generally do not know if we've made the right call, so I am just praying it goes to plan. But like we said, the plan is going to be to try and catch a chub. It really is the only thing I can think of to do in a short period of time to catch a £3. Like I said, there probably is other venues like the Yare. If you fished it all day, you'd probably have a few over £3, but we haven't got all day. We've already used some of the time up down the lake, and we've still got to get down the beach and catch a fish for £1, which is going to be tricky as well. So rig wise, we'll just talk you through it, and then we'll gather some gear up and we'll get to it. So it's really simple. I've just got a fixed pattern Oster, which on there I've nipped 3 swan shot at the moment. I'll see what the state of the river is when I get down there. I might need to change that to 4 or take it down to 2, but that's the beauty of it. You can just nip it on and off, and that just runs down to a big, reliable, strong size 4 hook. And then as bait wise, we've got some worms and we've got some bread. So I've tried to keep it simple. I've tried to travel relatively light because we've got 3 different styles of gear as well. So that's what I've gone with. I pray it's right, but there is one revelation this morning, the biggest surprise ever. Chris has actually made us some breakfast, so I can't believe it. I'm going to take 5 minutes out, enjoy them few rolls, and then load the gear up and we'll get down to the river. Well, I'm not too sure about this. As you can see, the river is pretty much grown up to like stinging nettles sort of waist height, so it's going to be wading through a bit of jungle today, I think. But I thought what I'd do first, so I've come upriver slightly before I go back down to a couple of spots I know, because there is a nice overhanging tree just slightly downstream from where we've come up, and it is really shallow. The condition of the river is not great for fishing. It's really shallow, crystal clear, so if there's going to be any fish about, they're going to be under trees or in deeper holes and stuff like that. So that's what we've got to try and look for. But I think I'm going to leave my gear in all this stinger nettle mess down here, and I'm going to try and clamber through and see if I can get in. I'd rather make disturbance up here away from the tree that potentially they'd be sitting under, and then I'm just going to trot a bit of bread flake underneath it and see what happens. So that's the plan. Wish me luck. I'm not sure how I'm going to get in or out, so if you don't see me again, you know what's happened, but let's give it a go. Give us a hand, mate. I'm stuck. That's right there.
So we are now at swim number 2, and yeah, Steve's just gone off through the stinger nettles, and if he thinks I'm going through there, he's got another thing coming. They are probably 4 or 5 foot high, and I'm only wearing shorts, so I don't fancy that too much, so I might have to think of a plan B. But it'd be nice to get this sort of river one out the way, I guess, and get down the beach, but we'll let you know what happens. So I don't know why, but for some reason he has managed to persuade me down here, and yeah, I think I've been stung about 50 times already. You'll see that we sort of come from up there somewhere, but what wasn't pretty getting down here, and I just hope it's worth it really, but we shall see. We'll get the first bait in the water.
Swim number 2, I've managed to persuade Chris to come down, and it's brilliant. He's been stung about 100 times, so it couldn't have worked any better, but this does look quality. Overhanging tree, big raft on the top of it, weed. It really does look fishy. So going for worm this time, same rig, Just going to swing it under there and perhaps sort of hold it in the current, and hopefully there's one under there to come and snatch it, because so far from what I've seen in the river, it's so clear and so shallow, there's just no chance of anywhere apart from being a chub. So this looks the best thing that we've seen so far. Well, that was really tough. There's fished a couple of swims that I liked, that I normally fish, and I expected a couple of fish to be in it, but they weren't. And then the rest of the river was pretty much a write-off. I couldn't get to any of the areas I wanted to try. I've spent probably an hour up in stinging nettles that are higher than my chest waders for absolutely nothing. And I just don't think it's the one. It's weedy, it's all overgrown, and it's kind of unfishable. So a new plan's going to have to come into action. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the rest of this gear in the car, get these waders off, and then I think I'll head down to Lenwade Bridge Lakes. We have been there before and we've caught fish in the summer. So I think for me it's relatively close, sort of, I don't know, 20 minutes to get there. It's going to take a bit of time, but it's rather do that than waste it here, I feel. So that's what's going to happen, and hopefully we'll get down Lenwade and we might be able to get this river one ticked off. We knew it was going to get harder as we went along, but yeah, I thought we might have had one from here, but not to be. Let's not worry though, there's always time left yet. Well, we've plopped in a few spots along the stretch here at the bridge, and unfortunately not a lot to report again. It looks pretty barren again. At least you can get to the river, in all fairness, so it's a nice stretch of it, a real nice place to be. There's a lot of weed in the water. It's really clear, it's really low, which you can expect. I mean, we've had one of the hottest summers that I can certainly remember, so it's one of those things. I think the plan has failed on this one, but I did actually catch a perch up near the bridge. We just plopped in there, put a worm on the paternoster rig, and I had a little perch, sort of, I don't know, about 4 or 5 ounces, and just as they come to the surface, a pike striked at it. So possibly as a last ditch sort of plan Z option, I might nip home. I think the chub fishing is just, it's not going to happen. See if I can get some drop shot stuff, and potentially if we head out towards sort of Roxham way, we're going the right way to get to the beach, and we can stop off and have a little go at drop shotting for, like, I don't know, a big perch, a summer pike might grab it or something like that. That's my last effort I've got for the rivers, and if not, we'll head out and go on to the beach. So that's the plan. I'm going to give this another couple of minutes underneath this sunken tree with a lot of weed there, just in case there's an odd one there, but I think that's what we're going to have to do. So a couple more minutes and then we'll be on the road. That last little cast it's not the £3 chub we're after, but in all fairness, an absolute cracker of a river roach. And when they're like that, I'm not sure it really matters. I'm chuffed to catch him. It's not very often you can come, especially in a real clear, low river like this, that you can catch a decent quality roach. I mean, he's probably, I don't know, he's probably not a pound, but he's probably not far off. He's chunky, as you expect in a river, plenty of muscle. So he might just tip it, but I'm not going to weigh him. You know, it's just pretty fish. The beautiful red eye and the red fins. That's put a bit of a brightener on what was getting slightly frustrating on the rivers. Go on, buddy. Right, so we just popped home to get a bit of drop shot / spinning gear. So the chub fishing just hasn't gone to plan, unfortunately. It's really frustrating because I thought that was my chance to get a river fish of £3, but last little throw of the dice. So it's going to be go down the river. I'm literally going to give it half an hour, maybe an hour max, and then if not, I'm going to head down to the beach. So it's a last effort. You never know, a big perch, a little jack pike could get me out of jail. So all things crossed, and we'll see how we get on. Well, we are on the final throw of the river dice. We've headed towards the beach, so we're only, I don't know, 20-30 minutes away from the beach now, and the last chance I think is going to be trying to catch a little jack pike or a perch. So I've gone for a little spinner, and that is literally all I can think of now to save us. So we're going to give it half an hour of this. We'll see what happens, and if not, we'll go down to the beach. But it's been a frustrating day, but enjoyable day as well. We've already racked up, what are we on, 4 different species. We've had the carp this morning, the little perch, the small little chublet, and the roach as well. So we've had some fun, but let's give this half an hour and see if we can't get that 3-pounder. The last throw of the dice is a bit of spinning, bit of summer spinning. I thought we might have a chance of a jack pike, but he doesn't look very much like a pike to me. But all the same, it's only the second cast we've had, so you know, there could still be other things out there with him. But we haven't got long. We need to get down that beach. It's been so important to get down there, and we haven't managed to tick this river off yet. So a few more chucks at this, and hopefully, you never know, could be on the way. But good little start. So the river has absolutely beat me up today. I don't think, or I've not felt, that I've been even close to catching a fish in my target. The chub fishing was appalling, unfortunately, and we had probably 45 minutes of spinning / drop shotting for pike or a little perch or a big perch, and yeah, it just didn't happen. I really didn't feel like I was close to him. So I've stopped it, I've parked it, and I'm going to head down to the beach. Basically, it's just past 5 o'clock now, and I have to stop fishing at 10. So I've got to give it a go down the beach. We haven't even wet a line in the sea yet. So the plan is to head down to Weybourne, and hopefully, if I can catch a fish of £1, now this is a big if, a very big if, that if I manage to do that, we can get out and come back and pick up some bream fishing gear. So we've got very strange rivers around here. Although they're unbelievably good fishing for like bream and skimmers and stuff, and some really good match weights, they're quite spread out during the day, and you can catch loads of 1 or 2 pound fish. But to catch a 3 pound or even bigger sometimes can be a big ask. But as soon as that light level drops or it gets dark, those big bream really do become active. So I know I could catch one there, but I just don't think, to be honest, we're going to have time to get to the beach, catch a decent fish and come back and do it. So maybe we're staring at the face of defeat, but you never know. But in all honesty, driving to the beach now, I'm just going to enjoy it. I've got a barbecue, we're going to have some food, and it's just going to be nice to actually sort of chill out. I've done a lot of racing around today, trying different spots and moving different areas. So we're just going to sit there, get the rods out, and hopefully just sort of watch the evening unfold. So we've got about 20 minutes now until we get there. What we'll do is we'll get set up, and then we'll catch up with you when we're on the beach.
Mate, do you reckon it's time?
What do you think it is?
I think it should be time.
It's a bit early. 5 hours, and you think we're resorting to that?
Yeah, I think it's probably time.
Right then, this is it. There is some things, right, in fishing that money cannot buy. And if there's one thing money cannot buy, is one of our most famous products that we've displayed here at From the Water's Edge, the lucky New York Yankee hat. Check that out. We've had so many comments about this since I've stopped wearing it, and this, honestly, my fishing has gone down since I stopped wearing this. So I'm not sure, I might put it on for a bit of luck, but I'm not sure I can wear it. Because
there's no way you can wear that.
well, I should wear it, but that's just enough. Like that little brush of the head is enough for luck now, forever, I think. But I can't run the risk of absolutely destroying it completely. So it's going to come with us. The good luck charm is out. There is nothing that's going to stop me.
No excuse.
Oh, no excuse, no. We'll have loads, mate. I'll have a 10 pounder.
£10?
Yeah, £10, easy. Easy.
Right, I guess we ought to get on it. Let's get down there. So we're on the beach.
one chuck in, and you find Steve trying to sand the end of his rod tip. Why are you sanding the end of your rod tip, mate?
I'm just doing a rod repair.
So just explain to everyone on YouTube what has happened.
Well, I haven't had the sea rods out for probably 5 years, and my tip eye is broken off. And the second eye down has a snap, so I thought I don't need it that long anyway, so I cut that off, and I'm just finishing sanding my tip eye down. I can't see nothing wrong with it. I don't know what your problem is. Look at that. We're in.
This could be funny.
There's nothing wrong with it. If anything could have gone wrong, it has today. It's a bit stiffer than it was.
That's not a dream. In case we have any knowledge to lose. To be fair, we might be able to carry on fishing just again.
There was method in the madness. The stiffness chucked it out further.
Really?
So, we've had a bit of an escapade with the rod, but we're still managing to fish, so I'm just getting another bait up ready. What we're doing is pretty much like there couldn't be a From Water's Edge sea fishing episode without a pulley pedal being involved. I've been enough with Chris to roughly work my way around a bit of sea fishing, so all I've got is a breakaway impact lead. It's the yellow, so I believe Chris is probably going to correct me, 4 or 5 ounce, one of those two. And I'm just putting 3 or 4 decent sized worms on the pulley pennel. Hopefully, I mean, from what I've seen and heard of, to be honest, it's not been a lot caught at all around our way. I know a few people who had some bass on some lures, but it's really not the condition for that at all. And perhaps that's one that we could try in the future, because I'd even like to have a go at that, and I know Chris would. So one more worm going on. I think probably what we'll do then, it's getting on now. I don't know what the time is, probably about 6:30 maybe. So we've got a few hours. I think we'll get this out there, perhaps light the barbie, get some food on the go, and yeah, chill out a bit more, because it's not all gone smoothly today. But what fishing session do you want to go smoothly if you're not, you know, like without the bits that go wrong and the laughs you have? It probably wouldn't be as enjoyable, would it? So there's the bait, snip that tail off. Pretty decent sort of lugworm bait, and then we're clipping that onto there. So that's going to go out like that, and we've got some black lug as well, so perhaps next cast I'll wrap some of that up, but that should be good enough to be, there's a chance of a bass, perhaps if they're pushed a bit further out, or a dogfish would be great. That would weigh over a pound. So I mean, that's, if I was going to pick one thing, that's probably what I'd like to catch. So we'll get it out there and we'll see what happens. Well, we're just getting that cast in. You see me bait up. I've not really had a bite, but it feels a little bit heavier, but it could be weed. In all honesty, I don't think I've got the best bite detection anymore with my newly transformed rod, but it does feel a little bit heavier, so you never know. Just coming in just down there now. Feels so weird. I haven't been sea fishing for absolutely ages and ages, but what has happened? Nope, just weed. Got all excited then. nice. Oh no, I have got something. Wait. Does he count? Properly nailed it as well. I've actually hooked him rather than just holding on. Come on, let go. Let go. Let go. Well, probably why I've reeled in the last 3 or 4 times and had absolutely no bait. Can anything else go wrong? Quality. I'm going to chuck him back. Still nothing to report, unfortunately. I've had a couple more casts, same again, sort of big lug worm bait, seeing if I can catch anything. I'll be happy with anything now. It's been a really long day, but barbecue's on and this is going to be nice. We've got some caramelised onion burgers, they're going to go down well. Crispy rolls, a bit of cheese in there, Tommy K, and then finally to finish off, some minted lamb kebabs. That is going to go down well. If the fishing's not going to go to plan, the barbecue certainly is. That is good, even if I say so myself. Good bit of cooking, fishing still slow, but after getting on for 14 or so hours of fishing and travelling around, this is well deserved, so let's get stuck in. Well, that's it. It's just gone 10 o'clock and we've made it back to the car. Unfortunately, absolutely nothing to report on the sea fishing front apart from absolutely stripped bare hooks every cast. Even a 5-minute cast was coming back completely stripped. I think the crabs were very, very active, but only 1 out of the 3 completed. I can't believe it, really. I thought we'd get 2, and I was sort of speaking to Chris as well. It's a bit disappointing. It's a sorry state for sort of fishing around here at the moment. Like I said, the rivers especially, me and Chris said perhaps if we'd have done this 2 or 3 years ago, there's probably 5 absolute banker spots you would have gone to. So predation perhaps is really, really taking its toll, but it's not doom and gloom. There's still fish to be caught, and I'm sure in the future we'll be out catching them. I've had some real good laughs today. We've had some fun, we had some good barbecue, and just generally we've managed to wet a line in a river, lake and the sea all in one day. So it's been good. 4 different species. What more can you say? I didn't do it, but there's always next time. I hope you enjoyed it. We've had a brilliant time, and we'll see you again on the next one.